As a founder, it's very common that you might feel unmotivated. Today, I'd like to share with you my 5 top tips on how you can use discipline to get the job done. Tip number 1, you have to accept your imperfections. Now, as a founder, as a CEO, or anyone who's running a project or business, the reality is you're human. And in that process, you're going to be imperfect in executing whatever it is that you're currently involved in. Very often, you might find that you are the biggest obstacle to your own success because you're giving yourself a hard time. What you need to learn how to do is you need to learn that you have strength and weaknesses, you have imperfections, and that is absolutely normal. Once you embrace those and you understand that you need to lean into your strengths, that's when you'll be able to succeed because you won't be hindered by your own obsession as to why you're not able to achieve certain things. So don't give yourself too much of a hard time. Understand that you're imperfect, but make sure that you keep showing up every single day. Tip number 2, you need to understand and value the concept of non-negotiables. Too many people operate in business without their non-negotiables. They're willing to be dragged in one direction and be distracted by other things. So I don't accept anything within my business that doesn't align with my core values. So an example of that is you need to be in on time. I don't have any patience for tardiness because that to me is an indication of the effort that you put into showing up on time to make sure that you get the job done. The second point is on a more personal level, I have a high expectation of myself. So naturally, you're gonna have things that happen to you in your personal life. Could be, for example, setbacks or difficulties that you have to overcome. Now, it is normal that those things are gonna throw you off. But within 24 hours of anything happening to you, you need to click back, you need to get back into it. Don't ever allow yourself anything more than 24 hours to get back into the game. So that's a non-negotiable I have with myself. Within 24 hours, I'm back on it and I'm back to obviously moving forward. Tip number 3, you need to set up routines. Now, it doesn't matter how honest and truthful you are about your intentions. Ultimately, it is going to be very hard for you to compound on success unless you have a particular set of routines that are set up for you so that you don't even have to think about it. These are just automatic things that you do within your day. So for example, every day when I come into the office, I listen to a motivational podcast that allows me to make sure that I'm in the right mindset and allows me to make sure that I have a certain level of consistency and predictability to my day. So I don't know what could work for you, but you need to figure out at least 2 to 3 different things that you can do throughout your whole week that are gonna be consistent, that are going to be routines, and ultimately allow to create a framework within which you can operate, where there is some predictability to your day and to your week. So figure out what's going to work for you and make sure that you're consistent with those. My 4th, and I would say perhaps even very important tip, is you need to give things time. Ultimately, when you are embarking into a journey of self-improvement, where you feel that consistency and discipline is a necessary element, you will find that the results and the feedback loop is always of delayed gratification. It is very hard for you to start going to the gym and expect results within a week or 2. You're probably gonna have to do it for 6 months before you see anything. Similarly, if you want to see some substantial impact in your life, as far as the power and the importance of discipline, you need to give it time. So accept the fact that you're not gonna get an immediate result, and perhaps give it anywhere between 3 to 6 months before you start to see some substantial results, and before you start to see that discipline is actually the way forward. Final tip of the season. See, when we all start off, the reality is we're quite imperfect in the way that we go about doing things. And then you start adding discipline, and then you start adding routine. And what you might see is you might see that you start leveling up, and you might start to get better at certain things, and you start to see some success. The reality is, if you get to that success, you have to keep adding. You have to keep building on top of it, whether it's in terms of adding more discipline, whether it's in terms of adding more routines. You need to make sure that you keep leveling up Otherwise, what's gonna happen is you're gonna plateau, and most likely you're gonna go regress, and most likely what's gonna happen is you're going to regress and actually start to go backwards. So if you're seeing some success, if you're seeing a great deal of success, that's fantastic. Really, really happy for you. Now make sure that you keep adding to it, and make sure that you keep adding and building on top of that with more routines, more discipline, and adding more things to it. Good luck to you. To anyone who's watched and hopefully enjoyed this season, I hope that you've learned a few things from my personal life experiences. I hope to see you on the next season, which will be coming to you very shortly.